And we begin tonight with remarkable new video of first responders doing what they do best, saving one life after another. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Laurel Porter. It shows the moments when St. Helens police pulled several people from this deadly fire at a local retirement home. Catherine Cook walks us through it and has more on the resident who did not survive.
What?
Running toward the fire. Newly released body cam video shows St. Helens police responding to the Columbia Hills Retirement Center Wednesday morning. The fire started just after midnight as explosions like this one caused it to spread quickly. Unable to reach residents from the inside,
We got you. We'll get you out.
police met them at their windows.
There you go. All right. There you go. There you go. All right. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
We got to get you out of there.
With firefighters on the way, the 3 St. Helens police officers worked quickly
Sir, we got to get you. Come on, sir.
to help at least 3 residents to safety. Firefighters also saved some residents who were trapped in burning apartments. Sadly, one of those rescued residents, not shown in this video, later died. Linda Stagg Newman was 74. Her family shared these photos with us from a time gone by. They say she loved to sing, dance, and have fun. St. Helens police officers spent several more minutes clearing rooms and helping residents until more emergency crews arrived. Residents gathered outside, gasping and grateful for this courageous first response. 5 residents were hospitalized, and 1 officer and a firefighter were also treated for minor injuries. Columbia River Fire and Rescue and state fire officials are still investigating the cause of the fire. Laurel.
Certainly was a courageous effort, and our thoughts are with the victim Linda's family and friends. Thank you, Catherine.
Let's get to new information tonight on the suspect charged with a deadly stabbing in Old Town. Now, according to court records, it appears just a couple days earlier, the same suspect violently assaulted a woman, was arrested, arraigned, and then released. So let's explain. Documents accused 20-year-old Khalil Clifford Ford of attacking an elderly woman last Wednesday with a mop, punching and kicking her and stealing her phone. He was at first charged with misdemeanor assault. But according to the Multnomah County DA's office, police either didn't obtain the evidence or they didn't share what they knew about the extent of the attack and the victim's injuries with prosecutors at the time. Now, after reviewing surveillance video, the DA upped the charges here to felony assault. Portland police say they are conducting an internal investigation. Ford also charged with second-degree murder in last Friday's stabbing.
To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines, we're learning part of what led up to a police shooting in Northeast Portland. A Multnomah County Sheriff's deputy was investigating a man near Holiday and Grand yesterday. When the two got into a fight, a woman then tried to step in, and that's when the deputy fired their gun, hitting the woman. We're told she and the man jumped into a car and took off, eventually crashing into 2 other cars. Everyone involved is expected to survive. We will continue to press police for more information.
In Clackamas County, 2 people were hurt this afternoon when an SUV crashed into a restaurant. Clackamas Fire tweeting out these photos from the Wing Stop on Sunnyside Road. 2 people inside were injured, one of them critically. The sheriff's office says a 62-year-old was behind the wheel and was not injured. No word on the cause, but investigators say the driver is cooperating.
And police in Beaverton are warning the public about a convicted sex offender they believe may have more victims. 47-year-old Damian Karp of Beaverton is accused of touching a child inappropriately in an outdoor hot tub at the Villasport complex. Karp has been in jail since July when other accusations of abuse at Villasport came up. Detectives are concerned Karp also spent time at Tualatin Hills Parks and Rec's main pool on Southwest Walker Road.
Well, tonight we are taking a closer look at police response times with a police bureau in the Rose City that is roughly 10% below full staff. And it said time and time again, they do not have the resources to meet the community's needs. The chief also says, though, they continue to prioritize violent crime. And you would think threats to schools and students would be near the top of that list, though, as investigative reporter Kylie Boshi shows us on 3 separate occasions, that type of urgent response doesn't appear to be what happened.
Friday, September 16th, 2:57 p.m. A vice principal at Franklin High School in Southeast Portland calls 911 for help.
Don't let them in.
911, what is the address to your emergency?
Yeah, this is Franklin High School. It is 5405 Southeast Woodward Street. We need police presence immediately at 56 and Woodward Street.
Okay, Woodward. Okay. And then what's going on there?
There's been like some gang violence activity. There have been cars with guns in the car driving by, and there's something happening. And I've been called radio multiple times for please get police presence.
The call is dispatched as a priority 1, typically an emergency call that's in progress and life-threatening. Yet despite the urgent nature, records show Portland police didn't arrive on scene at Franklin High School until 4:17 p.m., roughly 1 hour and 20 minutes after the initial 911 call. A KGW investigation found police were slow to respond, or didn't respond at all, to at least 3 separate incidents involving guns spotted near the Portland High School in mid-September.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Franklin High School.
Okay, what's happening at the Franklin High School?
A student just reported me that a car pulled up on them and came out, and 2 students pulled out, reaching for what they thought were weapons. That happened about 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
And so I have students out and about. We're on lunch right now, and so I needed to report that right away.
In another case, earlier in the day on September 16th, emergency dispatchers reassured a vice principal that help was on the way.
Okay, all right, we'll have someone meet you there.
Can you meet me at Franklin?
Yes, meet you at Franklin.
Out the front, thank you.
Instead, emergency dispatch logs suggest a police officer never showed up at the high school. Instead, police left a voicemail and the call was cleared.
I mean, when you look at the responses that you're getting, I think we have a gap there. I mean, it's pretty evident.
Rick Puente, vice president of the Oregon School Resource Officers Association, admits seconds matter when responding to incidents on or near campus. In June of 2020, in the wake of George Floyd's murder, Portland discontinued the presence of armed police officers in Portland public schools, a move activists had demanded for years.
I'm removing school resource officers, otherwise known as SROs, from all of our schools in our districts here in the city of Portland.
When you're not filling those gaps, you remove a school resource officer or the program and you leave that gap. I always look at it, it's like you get a flat tire, so it's a system that needs to be repaired or maybe addressed. And instead of repairing it, you remove it and keep going down the street on 3 wheels. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
The sluggish response to gun incidents near Franklin High School help illustrate a citywide problem. Portland police response times are averaging more than 15 minutes for high-priority calls. That's much slower than years past. Police blame a critical staffing shortage, but suggest that recent hires may help.
We're going to try to get to every call we can.
Portland police didn't elaborate on why it took so long to respond to gun incidents at Franklin. Earlier in the week, Chief Chuck Lavelle spoke broadly about response times.
We want to answer those calls. We'll do our best to answer them. And we understand that even if it's not a homicide or a shooting, having your stuff stolen, having your home violated by an intruder is traumatic. And we want to do our best to address those with the resources we have.
In the meantime,
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Franklin High School.
School officials are left waiting after serious threats.
We got a report this morning that there was a student at Clinton Park showing off a gun.
Okay.
And he made a threat that he was going to shoot another student.
After this 911 call on September 19th, a police officer did arrive at Franklin High School, although 25 minutes later.
Kyle has more on what Portland Public Schools had to say about those calls. His full story is up right now on KGW.com. Be sure to watch the story. That's every weekday at 6 for in-depth looks at the issues that matter. That's only here on KGW.
We are getting reaction from U.S. women's national team soccer players just days after that scathing report about sexual and emotional abuse in the National Women's Soccer League. Just a day ago, the Thorns and Timbers fired 2 executives, and there are more calls tonight for owner Merritt Paulson to sell the team. The latest comes today from former University of Portland star Megan Rapinoe.
I think without accountability and without, people, specifically who did the wrong thing being gone. That just says to us that like nobody's really hearing us. So obviously the firings in Portland, we'll see what happens with the management, but I don't think that Merritt Paulson is fit to be the owner of that team.
Rapinoe and Team USA are playing a match against England tomorrow.